Wow, there's some open-air preaching that we could learn from how not to do it. I know this sounds crazy. Christians doing open-air preaching, it looks just about as crazy as that guy, only because that guy doesn't know how to do it. There is an art to open-air preacher, and honestly, more and more people in the country are starting to do open-air preaching. I'm not kidding. We're hearing about more and more people getting arrested, not that that's a good thing, because they're doing open-air preaching. In fact, do you remember the two guys that were murdered in Florida after doing open-air preaching and witnessing to people? More people are doing open-air preaching, and while that guy looked pretty pathetic at it, because he was, it is a strong Christian tradition. I have for your consideration, check this out. This was sent to me as a gift all the way from England. Can you read that? I'll do it backwards because, hey, it works out. I'm dyslexic anyway. The Reverend Charles Haddon Spurgeon, the Prince of Preachers, was Sorry. I'm getting to that age where it's like, I have to do this now. Was baptized here on May 3rd, 1850. Are you familiar with Charles Haddon Spurgeon, the Prince of Preachers, who not only preached inside, but he also went outside to do open-air preaching? Why? Because he would go out to the highways and the byways. The sinners usually don't darken the door of churches. I know we like to think with seeker-sensitive churches, they're just filling up our churches. We aren't even coming close. Besides, remember, church is for Christians. It's not for seekers. They're welcome, but we shouldn't be doing church for people who aren't saved. We do church for people who are saved, and then people who aren't saved maybe will come in if they choose to and get saved. We should be going out there to do it. Charles Spurgeon, who was, I think what they did with this thing is they did like, this is a chalk dealy bob, where they took it actually to the commemorative stone and they just like went, which is the sound that it actually makes over the top of it for the little artwork that we have right there. He actually would go out and do open-air preaching himself. In fact, as part of the as part of the studies at his pastor's training college, one of the courses was going out to do open-air preaching. If you've never thought about it, I know it's wacky, but we have a history of it. Do you remember that Isaiah, that Jeremiah, that, what's the name I'm looking for? Oh, yes, Jesus did it. Jesus did it. Paul, he would do it. He would reason with them in the marketplace. He would lift up his voice and preach the gospel. Maybe that seems a long way for you, but why don't you think about it? And when you do, be smarter than, well, not that guy, because that's Charles Spurgeon right now, than the Muslim guy who was just yelling in a crowd. It's not thoughtful. Does God's word return void? No, but let's be smart about it. If we're going to do open-air preaching, set yourself up for success. Go to a university campus where the kids can actually stop. After all, they would rather listen to you than go to their next class. Rather than business people or just shuttling about, think about finding yourself a place where you could find yourself in that great Christian tradition of doing open-air preaching. Because if nothing else, we've got a much better message than the Muslims, don't we? They're under a yoke. We've got grace. Why wouldn't we proclaim it? This is Wretched.